Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Thursday, the 9th of April, 2026, and I'm not going to go into the U.S. Iranian ceasefire talk in this video. I did it in the metal and in the financial markets at length, so I don't want to do three in a row, so if you want to see it, go look there. Suffice to say, tomorrow we have coming out the U.S. March Consumer Price Index. We're seeing that we're getting hot PCE numbers. I had one of you even write me, Ira, how could the February core PCE come out at 2.7%? That, I checked again, that was the number that I saw in the sources that reported to us. University of Michigan prelim, April Consumer Sentiment Index comes out at 9. Factory orders come out tomorrow at 9. And of course, we know the big event is the U.S. and Iran sitting down for talks. It won't be face-to-face. You always hear that. But I don't think the U.S. has seen an Iranian delegate face-to-face in a decade. I don't know. It's a crazy time frame. But you know that the consequence this weekend will be very important. I'm going to leave it at that. So let's take a look at what else we have going on. I want to remind you, I have a sale going on in your SPDR ETF that ends tomorrow. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I won't turn it off, but as my IT department arrives, yeah, we're turning it off. So this is your shot. 60% off any of my research. And how you get it, it's not on the website. You got to go to iraepstein.com, new sub. That stands for new subscription. Pretty simple to type in with the /. You can also up here, you see right through there. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's there. And if you move over here, you can see an icon if you're on a PC, and just give that a click. It'll all take you to that area. Okay? All right, so let's go to the chart action now and see just what we have here. And if it weren't for the war, you would be pretty bullish, these markets. I mean, the stock indices were up again. TLT did drop, so interest rates put on a little bit, but not much of a yield play there. Energy markets are doing their normal thing. They had a huge break the other day, got down, 17%, so they added a little bit back, but they're nowhere near the highs. The metal markets are acting okay. They're acting actually more friendly, and especially the miners, and I think I've been telling you, I think you're better off in the miners than you are in the actual gold. That could change depending now on what happens with the ceasefire talks that take place this weekend. Amazon, Netflix, Disney, they're all coming up. I was laughing when I heard that Disney, and I'm not laughing for the people that are going to be let go, but laughing when the press is making a big item that they're letting go 1,000 people. Folks, do you know how many people Disney employs? I think it's a couple of 100,000. So it's a drop in the bucket. It's in a marketing department. Okay. Home Depot got a nice bid. Google's been on a tear to the upside. Rivian even came back to life, up another dime today. Google up again. So you would not know there's a geopolitical problem. You wouldn't realize that we're at Armageddon, that the U.S. is ready and poised to attack again in a much more severe way if both sides don't give in and find a road. Off-road isn't it now. Now they got to define what they've agreed to. And we will see how strong Vance is, how presidential he is now. This is a big test for him with what he walks away with. When we look at the MAA, so you've been rallying back up, as you can see. The market still has the pattern of higher lows, higher highs at work. If it breaks, I would look for support in the 18-day average of close area. If it continues to rally, the upper Bollinger Band in the 127 should be the resistance zone, but you are overbought. And sentiment will be everything. Now, I don't know with the time differences, what time in Pakistan the two sides are going to talk. If it's a meeting that goes long, if it's a meeting that ends up short. I know if I were J.D. Vance, I'd be going, let's not deal with any of the other things, but let's go to the uranium issue first. We don't want you to keep your uranium. We don't want you to enrich uranium. Let's negotiate and finish that up. If you can't get anywhere on that, why are you going anywhere else? Why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense, all right? That's how I'd be doing it. Am I a terrible negotiator? I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I'm certainly not a match for our president. Higher lows, higher highs. We'll see where the market goes here. It's overbought. Cisco, I mean, Tex has come back. Not all of them. Palantir's been getting the heck beat out of it in a major way, but those that are in the right end of the game, whatever that word right means, and they don't have their business that could be threatened by the AI, but rather embracing it, they're doing okay. ARM is very quiet. It's got a pattern where it's trying to get through these highs. It's come down. Momentum's been slipping, but nothing's bearish on the chart yet. Apple's been on a tear to the upside. I have the feeling Apple wants to go towards that 300 level. I'd be paying attention to it. Food, terrible. Just take a look at how bad this is. There's nothing pretty. You're starting to embed the reading. This is offering sales on rallies if it embeds, in my opinion. Google, powerful. What was theoretically resistance of the 100-day average, you fell back for support. I'm wondering, are you going to fill this gap, and what would make it fill it? It could be the world event and how this all comes to play. AST has backed off as I thought it would by hitting the upper Bollinger Band and backing down, but it's got a lot of support at the 18-day average in the 100. Here's a problem. This market's breaking down, and it's probably now, watch out for these lows. If they're taken out, you add a leg to the downside probably. We'll see what's going to happen there, but I don't like that chart at all. When you look at the financial sector, it's alive. And why? Well, the market is really praying that the ceasefire in some manner gets done, that the market looks beyond all this and this all gets through and things will get hunky-dory. Why else would that be going up? That's what I think's going on. In the industrial sector, same thing. And the industrial sector is coming alive. You've got people buying. The problem is you got inflation. Inflation's driving up prices. Prices are giving more profit also to the industry. And I think that, growth comes via price. Price, as long as it's not outrageous, creates profit, and away you go growing businesses. XLE, lower highs, lower lows. Is energy going to fall apart here? That's really the question. The war premium we know is still in it. It certainly got smashed this week, no question about it. But what if things don't end up hunky-dory and we go in and the U.S. really goes in and bombs, takes out power, takes out bridges, captures Cargill Island? I'm just giving you a whole thing. What does that do for the price? Because Iran's not just going to sit there. They're going after all their neighbors' energy. In the gold market, you can see how the market is sitting here poised for a move. Maybe it finally comes alive, and if that turns out to be the war, does it go there? So far, every time we've had the peace element come about, the gold has actually dropped with it, which is so strange. Google just looks to me like, it's winning on all cylinders. It just keeps moving away. And Microsoft fighting a big battle here at the 18-day average of closes. And BND, lower low, higher high. Will the market find support at the 18-day average of closes? As we come into the dollar's falling. Now, you would think that the dollar would rally if you're going to war. If you're not going to war, the dollar's overvalued, in my opinion, because one of the things the Fed will look at, if you're not going to war, they'll say that energy prices, even though they can stay elevated a bit in order to catch up and get everything back online, they're transitory. They have that habit of saying that. If you go to war, this is priced too low, because then it's not transitory, and we stand a better chance for our economy since we're so energy independent than many others. That's one of the ways you've got to look at it. At least the way I look at it. You don't have to agree. FXE, again, taking it that things are going to be hunky-dory. Europe's going to get fine. The ships are going to get through the straits, and the worst is behind the market. They may be right. I'm not smart enough to know. You know what you can watch now? The prediction markets. Got to watch them all night and see where the big bets come in, because somebody's got a lead on this market, all right? I'm watching these monster bets go in minutes before the government does something. It's got to be a leak. You don't know what time somebody's going to say something. And these bets are going in right before, and 10 minutes later, things are happening. I think the government has to be involved in that, but they probably are. So you put it all together, and You have to learn that tomorrow's a big day, maybe Saturday's a big day. The longer the talks go on, the better. That means headway's being made. I would be handling it the way that, hey, if I can solve the uranium, I can probably solve everything else. Why solve everything else if the uranium's at the end of a 2-day marathon, a 3-day marathon, and you're still right where you were? I'm Ira. I know you're tired of hearing all this. I'm tired of saying it. You have a good evening. Watch the other videos, and I hope you take advantage of the sale that we have going on. Take care.